How low can you go? Anyway, I want to talk about some stressful situations this past week and how everything seems to happen for good reason. So I talk about extensively on this channel how I sometimes don't have good chemistry with people that I work with. Makes it hard to stand up for myself at work. I have 3 jobs at the moment, actually. I'm planning on quitting one of them. The boss and I just have completely different life views and religious views, and just completely unnegotiable. But at the same time, I really love the clients, so I'll have to think about how to make this quit a little bit of a soft landing where everybody can move on without too much problem. Now, I have another job that's going to become the heaviest of the 3 in the coming months. And he and I the boss and I have very good chemistry. There's a little bit of a hitch, though. He only cuts a check once a month. And that normally wasn't a problem because it wasn't my heaviest job for some time. But now I'm taking fewer hours at the university and most of my hours with him. And also, I'm looking at an opportunity to invest in something. That's why I started the video with how low can you go? S-I-L-J, how low can you go? E-P-O-L, how low can you go? And so I wanted to get paid much more frequently than once a month, because I'll be starting the big contract later this week, and I won't get a check until early August. And the other thing is, he hasn't figured out a way to do direct deposit, so it's really mid-August that I actually have access to that money to pour into the SILJ or the EPOL. And that was really frustrating. But, and normally that's not something I would negotiate. I just have a lot of anxiety around that, right? I'd rather have the bird in the hand of getting that check in mid-August or whatever it is, right? But yesterday I looked, just before I went to his office to negotiate this contract, I looked at SILJ, and it was too good an opportunity to pass up. And so without even thinking about it, I was sitting across from him like, hey, but it helped that he didn't see my face, right? I was like, hey, I like all of this. Is there a way I can help you set up direct deposit? You know, because especially since I'm only getting paid once a month, it'd be nice to have it hit as soon as possible. Because right now I'm transitioning from work that's paying me once every 2 weeks. And he was like, no, I can pay you once every 2 weeks. And so that was good. And I can't believe I put off asking about that for a little over a year and a half now, I suppose. But, you know, when I was only making a few $100 a month, it didn't seem like a big deal, right? It's more trouble than it was worth. And I had a situation at the university earlier this year where I saw an opportunity in well, when Russia first invaded Ukraine, in the Eastern European ETFs, right, EPOL especially, and I asked for a little bit of an advance on my pay, not that much, but in the grand scheme of things, I probably didn't make much of a return on that. It might have even been higher. I don't remember the details, but I still view it as a gain because it's something that I would not have felt. I would have felt socially awkward asking for, and once I broke that barrier, a lot of other asks became a lot easier too. Now, this past week, I've been trying to abstain from masturbating, and the reason for that is that when I quit masturbating, a lot of creativity opens up. Tonight, I'm going to try and ask a girl out on a date for the first time since the last time I asked a girl out on a date, Mr. You're Fired was still president. So this is the first time during the presidency of Let's Go Brandon that I'm going to ask a girl on a date, if you can believe it. And I find that by not masturbating and by fasting and some other restrictions, it creates a little bit of a vacuum in my life that I suction stuff in, right? Unfortunately, last night I couldn't sleep as a result of that. I posted some comments to one of my subscribers about this, and he gave me some words of encouragement. So I tossed and turned, and then this morning I go, just to take my mind off of what's going on, I opened my brokerage account, and that's when I started seeing how low can you go again, and especially with SILJ. And even though I financially a little bit tighter than I would like, I still bought some because I thought this is too good an opportunity to pass up. And now I'm gonna have to see if I could get some pay advanced or something like that. I like it though because it forces me to ask questions, or maybe I won't ask immediately, but it will force me to be a little bit more financially creative over the next couple of weeks. I love it. I love it. Anyway, I think good or bad things, they all happen for a good reason. And more importantly, tonight, first time in 2 years, and I think it has opened up. Now, to give you an idea of how I'm doing with not masturbating. So, if you guys can believe it, I'm Facebook friends with a celebrity from halfway around the world. And I had a little bit of a problem with chatting with her because I would get the urge to masturbate. And I've been kind of ignoring her. And I don't know if obviously I can't really tell her why, which makes the whole thing very awkward, right? If you avoid your drinking buddies because you're trying to quit drinking, you tell them why you're avoiding them, right? You avoid somebody who gives you temptation to masturbate. What do you do in that case? So it's a very weird quandary, if you will. So yesterday, I finally got around to talking to her, and I had to cut the conversation short, unfortunately, and by the time I was done talking to her, it was 12:30 at night, and I made myself take a walk in downtown Redmond just to take my mind off of masturbating. It's just very awkward, and I can't even tell anybody why. Now, at the tutoring center where I work, one time I had gone about 7 days or so, and I was in a huge mess. To the point that I was showing one of my students Excel, and I got major mental confusion. Now, the kid was 17, 18 years old, and see, I can't tell him why I'm in such a confusion. I told him, I'm sorry, going through withdrawal. Hopefully things will get better over the coming days. And to my amazement, he didn't ask me what I was withdrawing from, so that was good. He can probably relate to that. I mean, unfortunately, here in the Seattle area, a lot of people have a lot of issues, and he wished me luck on that, so that's good. Anyway, some bad events that had good outcomes. Thanks for watching.